Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you for checking out a brand new episode. Hey, and Happy New Year to you. I'm a little late, but we recorded this January 1st, kicking off 2026 with some new episodes, but then I got busy and life, So I've been struggling to be consistent with this, but I do plan to keep on going. I just been real swamped with work and everything. But I'm here now, and I got a hot new episode with my buddy Justin Rose of Justin Rose and the Green Thumbs. And we get into their story, how he formed the band and put out their 2025 EP Searching, and everything he's up to. You can catch him this weekend twice at Atomic in the Grove. There's a big party over there, Shady Grove, happening. And on January 23rd, you can see him with One Way Traffic. And January 24th, Saturday, catch him with his band, the Green Thumbs. The whole lineup's a lot of fun. The Hillbenders, the Spooklights, Rumpke Mountain Boys, One Way Traffic, Hunter Peebles, the Moonlighters, Sam and Sam's Wonderband, Gerard, Erker and Friends, Fleetwood and Family, Justin Rose and the Green Thumbs, and a whole lot more. So snag your tickets if you haven't done so, and party at Atomic over there in the Grove off Manchester all weekend long. Justin also hosts a Songwriter series over at Pop's Blue Moon every third Thursday titled STL Unplugged, bringing a bunch of our favorites over there. And again, every third Thursday, February 19th, bringing in Josh Witt of Spilly Nelson and Tim Bearden. So don't miss that show. You're going to hear all about it on today's episode. Be sure to check out the EP Searching wherever you get your digital music at. And we get into a couple of live acoustic jams on the show. That was a lot of fun. Follow along with Justin at Justin Rose STL on your socials. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And get involved. Get plugged in. All right. That is it for me. Thank you, everybody, for checking this episode out. I hope you enjoy it. And sit back, relax, enjoy my conversation with Justin Rose.
Podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
Hey, this is Justin Rose, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here. Rock Paper Podcast coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with Justin Rose. Welcome to the show, man.
Shane, how you doing, brother? Good to see you again.
Great to see you. Yeah, man. This is cool. We're here hanging out at Mighty Kind here in St. Louis, Missouri. Big shout out to them to helping allow us to record here and stuff. I mean, this is a nice little space, and we are recording this on January 1st, kicking off the brand new year.
Yeah, man.
So happy New Year to you.
Thank you. You too. And congratulations on your current lottery win.
Oh yeah, man. That was wild.
That was awesome. Yeah. I was going to offer to buy you lunch today, but since you're since you're a wealthy man now
that I'm loaded,
a man of pristine wealth now.
Right, Yep. Yeah. So anybody don't know, I got a lottery ticket on Christmas Day. Scratched it, and it was a $2 lottery ticket, and ended up winning $500 off of it. So it was like, I'm sitting there scratching it. I was scratching my winning numbers as 16 and 17, and so I started scratching the play numbers or whatever, and it's 16, 17, 16, and they're all. I'm like, what? How's this? Is this real? Like, it seems like fake that everyone numbers are winning numbers. Like, is everybody getting this? And then I scratched the prizes to reveal, and each one was $50. So it was 10 of those, and so 50 times 10 is 500. So I was like, all right, well, this is cool.
That's never happened to me. That's awesome.
It's never happened to me. I don't really even mess with them because I usually only win.
And you cashed in and everything, so it's official.
Yeah,
right? Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
But I'm like, I expected like one number times 500 or whatever,
right.
Whatever the prize is. Not every line is a winner. So it was like, that's what was confusing. But anyway,
that's awesome, man.
So
here I appreciate Josh and Mighty Kind letting us just kind of hang out in this space, man. Josh is always so gracious to so many St. Louis artists, and he's him and Terry Pop Next Door. Just, man, they've both been really good to me. I can't sing their praises enough. I'm a big fan of the actual product, Mighty Kind, too. I drink them all the time. Shout out to Matthew and Ashley, who are back there working and like trying to be quiet so we can record this. I'm like interrupting their daily operations. So thank you, Matthew and Ashley, back there in the Mighty Kind lab for being patient with us.
But dude, I'm glad to be here with you. And this is I use this show as really an opportunity to get to know people a little bit better, and then surface level stuff. Like, we've been following each other online for a while, and this was kind of a good opportunity where we can sit and hang out and talk and get to know more about you and your music. And we in 2025 you released a debut EP from your band Justin Rose and the Green Thumbs. And so I was listening to that and really enjoying it, and just wanted to sit and talk about that some. But I guess take me back a little ways. Let's get to the origin story of Justin Rose. You said you grew up in the greater St. Louis area.
Yeah, I'm a Jeffco kid. I grew up out in the woods of Cedar Hill, Missouri.
Yeah,
and I still got family out there, so I still go out there from time to time. I actually played a gig out there recently. It was kind of a trip. My buddy Jake's 40th birthday party. Went and played the Elks Lodge. But anyways, I grew up out in Cedar Hill, Missouri. I played in high school. I've always, music's always kind of been my thing. I tried a few sports, and I was just never good at any of them. And I always went back to music. I played in high school. Well, growing up, my grandpa, he passed away when I was 7, but he was a banjo player and a guitar player. Him and all his brothers really were pretty musical, and I didn't get to be around it a whole lot because my grandpa died at 7, but I'm in the process now of getting old family recordings and digitize, whatever the right word is, for all of those, so that my family can appreciate the stuff that I'm just now learning about. They can appreciate that stuff for years to come. So that's pretty cool. I'm getting recordings from like cousins in Indiana and Kentucky and stuff. But
was it like professional level or hobby level?
No, just like home recordings. Okay. Like, so my grandpa and his couple of his brothers, they were all, very musical. But they would have some home recordings that I'm just trying to preserve those. They're all cassettes, so I'm trying to preserve it all so that everybody can have that. But so while it was in my family, I didn't really grow up with it necessarily. But I started playing guitar around, I guess, 14 years old. And I was in high school. I was in jazz. I was way out of my element in jazz band. The only reason I was allowed in there is because there was no competition out at Grandview High School. There was no other jazz guitar competition, so they just put up with me. And I had some like punk rock bands and stuff back then.
Who was the first one to put a guitar in your hand? Then was it?
I got a guitar for Christmas when I was 13. The two albums that really got me into wanting to play were pretty basic these days, but Eric Clapton Unplugged, that was like the main thing that really made me. I had Eric Clapton Unplugged and Jimi Hendrix Live at Woodstock on CDs. And I just, I would play them till they were scratched to hell back like we did when we were kids, with bumpy little Walkman. So I got it. Yeah, I asked for a guitar when I was 13 and got it. And honestly, at first I didn't take to it. It sat in my closet for, a little over a year. And then I got grounded for an entire summer. I don't know if I should tell that whole story. Well, it's fine.
It's a statute of
I was
limitations.
14 and my parents found weed in my bedroom.
Oh.
And so, sorry, Mom. So I got grounded and couldn't leave the house and back then we didn't have phones. I had dial-up internet, but I couldn't just, have the internet so it was honestly boredom from being grounded that made me pick a guitar back up when I was like 14.
I had 500 minutes of AOL burning in my pocket.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And they took my Sega away from me too at the time. So it was like, yeah. My guitar was in the closet and it was all I had. So, yeah, that's it. It all kind of really, it all kind of really started with them finding that weed in my dresser when I was 14.
Weed is the hero of the story.
Weed is now the hero. That's right. Yeah. In a funny way.
Help launch your music career.
Yeah. I always kind of played in the background and played open mics. I'd played a few little bars around Cedar Hill and stuff. But I didn't really start taking it real seriously until 2018. I've always been one of the biggest supporters of the St. Louis scene. I've always, and I guess I will continue forever really to have half my closet is t-shirts from St. Louis band. Well, you probably too. You're probably in the same boat. We probably get the same similar looking closet. Half my t-shirts are St. Louis bands.
Yeah, my wife's always like, "Oh, great, another black shirt." It's like so that's pretty much my entire closet, just black band shirts.
Yeah. Yep. And so I sat on the sidelines, always wanting to do it, and just never really believed in myself enough. I started taking it more seriously around 2018, and I had a couple little gigs. I got to play at this little yoga festival called Yam Fest, and I just was lucky to have a fairly supportive community when I did start finally wanting to take myself seriously. Well, not seriously, but you know what I mean. And then when COVID hit, kind of kept us all confined. I just, live streams from home became a big thing, a very popular thing. And so I figured, I could muster the courage to do that, just stream from my phone in my bedroom. And so I did a lot of those, a lot of early COVID live streams. And, and I just along the way had some friends that, believed in me even when I couldn't believe in myself. My buddy Kyle Blomenkamp, he was my biggest supporter since way before he should have been. And then, so after things started kind of chilling out with COVID, like the following year, my buddy Will was persistent that I come do my first like real solo gig out at his family winery, Old Farm Winery out there in Catawissa. And that's pretty. And then from there, the more I play, the more I realize, that I'm all about doing this. Yeah. And this is just kind of what I want to do.
Nice, man. Very cool. And do you feel like you said it was some of those like early punk bands and stuff too around that time. But did you start writing the songs?
Yeah, I've been writing since been writing for a long time. I started writing songs probably, even before I was playing guitar. I'd started kind of writing songs. They were all excuse me, I'm sorry. They were all terrible, but that's what it takes. I've always wrote as I don't know if you want to call it a coping mechanism or whatever, but yeah, I've always wrote. Yeah, even when I wasn't playing guitar.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's I think that's for a lot of people. I think there's a therapeutic, lethargic kind of thing about it, to release all this instead of keeping it bottled up sometimes.
For sure, yeah. I have from over the years. I doubt I've kept them all, but there's at least a solid dozen notebooks full of garbage I never want anybody to see.
Yeah.
But that's you build the muscle, and someday, I eventually got to a point where I somehow created a few songs that people actually enjoy. So that's been pretty cool.
There's a guy I'm a big fan of, Lincoln Durham, and most of what he writes is like this, like really like kind of darker, kind of gothic type of writing and stuff. But like, like you talk to him in person, he's very positive and, happy person. But, it's like he writes in this like dark world. Gets it out
in his writing.
Yeah. And it's like, and that's what it is. Like, it's all, these comes out in his writing and stuff. So,
that's, and that was part of my insecurities right before I really just started putting myself out there, is that my lyrics end up being kind of darker too, and somewhat, trauma based and stuff. But, and the people I look up that I had always really looked up to, those bands were like making people dance and writing happy songs, and you know what I mean? And so I was insecure about that as well. And
I do like kind of the juxtaposition of it all, like that. I always think about that line in Robin Hood Men in Tights, like where he's like, could you just tell us the bad news in a good way? And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but so he tries to do that, but and I feel like music's that way. Like you could have these like dark, sad, depressing lyrics or whatever, but if you put it to more of an upbeat melody, people get tricked into thinking that it's a happier song.
I mean, that's the majority of bluegrass music, honestly.
For sure.
If you were just to sit and read bluegrass lyrics like poetry, you'd think you were reading something pretty dark.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, I had to overcome that as well. But it led me here to talk to you, man.
Yeah. So. Well, so we mentioned the debut EP is now available on all your favorite streaming platforms, and it's Justin Rose and the Green Thumb. So, how do we get to that point? How do you go from your first solo gig and stuff to maybe I need to put a band together and be the frontman of this band?
That all started with there's a festival I used to help run. Sorry about all the coughing, called Pickin' on Picnic. And I was the artist liaison for that festival. I was just kind of artist hospitality for the first 6 years. And then Ryan Kemp decided to throw me a bone and give me a slot on the main stage, put a band together to do my own songs. And so that's where the Green Thumb started. It was really just I was putting it together for a one-time gig and see how it goes. And here we are 2 years later, and we're it just keeps growing, man. We keep growing together. I'm really, really proud of the sound we've created with this 7-piece band.
Yeah. You kind of got an all-star cast.
I do. I got so lucky, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got so lucky. So on the recording, I have Eric Ferguson from One Way Traffic and Sean Anglin on drums. Those guys aren't playing with us anymore, but I just want to give them a quick thing. Tate Kelly is my right-hand man with a lot of this. He helps me with the arrangements, and he's really been essential to the sound the EP, what it's become. He plays mandolin, and currently in the band I have Sean Lenz from Thought Realm. He plays bass for me. Kid's a tank, man. He plays with a lot of bands around town. He's kind of a go-to guy. I'm afraid he's not going to be available at some point, but I got Alex Marr on drums now, and then I got Rich Fleetwood and Jessica Doyle from Fleetwood and Family. They're in the band. There's dear friends, and they just kind of really complete the vibe of what those shows have become.
Nice, man. Yeah. So we got this. We get to get the lineup together, and then you guys hit the studio, and we recorded this here in St. Louis.
Yeah, at Sawhorse Studios here in St. Louis with Jason McIntyre. That was an amazing experience, man. Because I've never done official studio stuff like that. I've only just kind of people's, friends' basements and stuff. Having an actual like producer, like just give us honest, constructive criticism and tell us, hey, you should change this or do this way, or maybe that's not working, or it was exactly what I needed, and I'm so grateful that I got the chance to work with him, and hope to again in the future.
Yeah. Jason's a bad dude. He's really a talented guy with the
great, man. And I, like I said, a lot of this with me not getting out there was insecurities, and it means a lot when someone like Jason will just like take someone that's kind of green like me and treat me like an equal, treat me the same way he would, Ludo or whatever other big band he works with. That really meant a lot too. And that just helps with the sound overall. Honestly, it helps us sound more confident, so yeah, it was an incredible experience.
Well, we got a couple of songs from this, EP that we wanted to share and highlight, and we did a couple of them here live acoustic for you, and we'll start with Searching, which is the title track, and I feel like kind of sums up what you were talking about, some of that, some darker trauma, all that kind of comes through in these lyrics for sure, and also, this song was named the top 25 of 25. And,
from I don't know how that happened, but from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, they put this song in their top 25 songs from St. Louis in 2025. It's kind of, which is cool. We kind of abandoned this song for a while, honestly, just and then it got that award, so we're bringing it back for sure.
Yeah, man, I really like this one a lot. I can relate a lot to the lyrics. I don't know a lot of the story you're leading up to this, but for me, like I can connect a lot to it. Losing my mother. There's a lot of lyrics that reminiscent of our story and stuff. So I can definitely feel that coming through, and so. But what would you like to tell us from your perspective, writing these lyrics and telling the story?
Yeah, I mean, each song, I by all means would just want people to take what they get from it and enjoy it from their own perspective. But when I was writing this one, it was kind of just needing to write down the mixed bag of emotions that people feel in general when we lose someone we love, and especially when they decide to leave on their own terms, and the pain that leaves behind for everybody. And just, you're angry, you're sad, you're devastated, you're pissed. Right. But this one in particular, when I was writing it specifically, this was I was coping with the death of Jeff Austin from Yonder Mountain String Band. He wasn't a personal friend, just an absolute hero. And when we lost him, it was just crushing. Sure.
Yeah, it's those moments like that, especially as somebody of that, a figure, a public figure in a band that a lot of people love and, have a big following and stuff. Like it's a whole, ripple effect through that community where everybody just, a lot of confusion and stuff and wondering,
and just not understanding why,
right?
And you really never do. But that's why some people have criticized this song, just saying they find the lyrics to be a little bit confusing. But that's kind of how it was. I did that on purpose, so because your head is just a confusing cluster of emotions in that moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what the song's all about.
Sure.
Searching hard for the answers that you may have left behind. What was left of the morning you set sail to the northern skies. Things get hazy over time. Did clouds abruptly fall? I know the hurt that comes when you open. Let them know you've seen it all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fear I'm falling down the steep grades to the valley where you lie. To be at peace with what the night brings may shine all out in their eyes. Try not to let it overwhelm me. Prefer not to join you, my friend. Illusions tend to cloud my vision. Living well is the best revenge. Ooh, 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 ooh. Is it too late now to be searching for the light? Well, signs for where to go. Time has told me there are things beyond the sun which the tended would not know. You left us in that hole.
Yeah, man. Check it out. And again, you can find the studio version, full band, available now on your favorite digital streaming platform of choice. And you might even be able to hear it live at some of these upcoming shows and stuff now that we're putting it back in the rotation. And
yeah, we're definitely bringing it back. Yeah.
But yeah, great tune, man. And I was wondering, I don't know, I was like listening through the EP again today, and it kind of just hit me like you mentioning like Clapton and Hendrix, so maybe it's not far off. But is Marshall Tucker band included in that list of influences? I don't.
Maybe vaguely, but no, not directly.
It was just like some of it was like kind of hitting there for me, and like, what I thought was also funny is like then I noticed the name of one of their albums is "Searching for a Rainbow."
Oh, really?
My
gosh, no, I didn't know that.
I was like, even your albums are both titled "Searching." And
well, that was the beauty of having such an eclectic group of musicians that, maybe Marshall Tucker's a big influence for Rich Fleetwood, who plays electric guitar on that album. But no,
you don't have any of the flute, but they to really sound like Marshall Tucker. But there's certain things, I don't know, just pops to me. I don't know enough to properly explain it, like as musically, but there's like I have a pretty good ear for hearing certain things and but I can't tell you like what notes or whatever, all that kind of thing. But
sure, I couldn't either.
I listen to enough music that like there's like it's all, and all of a sudden hear something similar or something, or you can tell there maybe slightly influenced there, and so.
I mean, I know enough about them to know that that's certainly a compliment, not a derogatory at all. So I'll take it.
Yeah, one of my favorites for sure. But anyway, I don't know. I just thought I'd ask while I was thinking about that. But you, what was, like you're saying, what was some of those maybe influences that were kind of pushing you towards this bluegrassy kind of music? Because like obviously that's more the classic rock, the early days, and stuff. But what was something that you really kind of gravitated towards now as an adult?
Yeah, so I mean, well, as I was getting older and finding tapes of my grandpa, I was kind of getting more into old time music, not necessarily bluegrass, but because he played banjo. But honestly, our age group, I was a No Brother Where Art Thou kid.
Yeah,
that's where it really got me.
Sure.
And then shortly after that, after Oh Brother Where Art Thou, there was a friend of mine's dad just kind of casually played jams around town and stuff, played bluegrass, but he gave me an Old and in the Way album, which was, for those who don't know, that was Jerry Garcia's bluegrass band. He played, Jerry Garcia played banjo in Old and in the Way. And then bluegrass nerds know of that as like, one of the most iconic, super groups now. But I heard Old and in the Way before I heard the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
So, and then there was, and I was kind of already playing guitar at that point, and then just starting to want to learn more about bluegrass, and just kind of took off really more from there. It's definitely been at the forefront of what I want to listen to since then. Back then, it wasn't cool to like bluegrass. Billy Strings has made it cool now.
Sure.
But when I was in high school, I assure you, it was not cool to like bluegrass. But I did, and I'm still discovering things from way before my time today. In that genre that I never heard. It's kind of crazy. There's such a treasure trove to be discovered. Especially for people that are just getting into bluegrass through, like I said, Billy Strings. The one thing I just want to tell those folks is to make sure to go back and hear the things that inspired Billy. Because there's Doc Watson is an absolute gold mine. Tony Rice, not that I can compare or even, be worth a hair on the head of either one of those guys, but they're the ones I listen to for inspiration.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the fun, especially, having Spotify or an Apple Music or whatever, and having all of this like at your fingertips, like you can literally like deep dive into decades worth of music and discover all kinds of stuff like that. And I've done my fair share of discovering a lot of music backwards. It's like same kind of things. Like you find out like, Justin was influenced by this Old in the Way record, and it's like, I'll go check that out, and then you hear that, and you're like, oh, that's Jerry from Grateful Dead or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You start and you kind of all like you realize like the like spiderweb connectivity of all the music and stuff. You start kind of going through it all, and it's fun.
I think people really try to reminisce on the old days a lot, especially when it comes to music. And I appreciate those old days. I appreciate those roots just as much as anybody.
Yeah.
But the kind of people that try to say how much better music was back then and that there's nothing today are the most ignorant people that I know. Yeah. The genre bending world we live in today is just, it's beautiful. I just love it so much. Back then everything was kind of in its own pocket and stayed in its own lane. And just the way we all explore just genre bending music today is just, I think this is one of the best times to be alive as far as music goes, especially because we have easy access to that treasure trove of the past. But we should also be, now more than ever, we should really be embracing, the present and future, live musicians, especially, real people.
There's a lot to it. I don't know, especially I think casual music fans. I'm not trying to generalize too much, but there's definitely a big group of people that kind of stopped discovering new music in high school, and they stayed in there. That's what they like. More of the KC crowd or something. I like listening to this rock, and that's what I like. And it's which is fine. You like what you like, but just know that if you like that, there's people today making something similar, or newer music in that similar vein and stuff and that's.
It's definitely KC boomers creating the stereotype on that one. I'll say that too, but it's a lot of it's Gen X does it too, and we're all guilty.
I still love listening to my 90s on 9 in my car and stuff like that. But I do actively get out and try to support anything new, and always trying to discover the next new sound. And I think, like you said, Billy is a great example of that. A guy that is blending it all. He's older influences, but he's bringing his own flair to it today, and he's introducing a group of young kids to something that he loves and stuff. So I think that's a great example of somebody,
and a great example of it's cool to see his crowds be so many different generations. There's kids straight out of high school, but then also people my mom's age. My mom went with a friend to Kentucky to see Billy Strings, which is pretty absurd. Yeah. But man, I love I love hearing new sounds, and I just dream of living in a world where people who are making new creative sounds, get a little better support.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What do you consider Green Thumbs? Is this
I've had to put a label on it just for EPKs and stuff, you know what I mean, to be able to actually market it. I tried to come up with a creative label, and what I've come up with so far is indie Grassicana, because we have some songs that are just straight up indie rock, but we get Grassy a lot. The jam grass is kind of the main, if I'm being honest, kind of the main thing you'll see at a Green Thumb show. But we like indie rock. We like Americana. I know that can become kind of a wide
sure. It's a big umbrella.
A big umbrella, yeah. Thank you. But indie Grassicana is what's on the promotional materials for now.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Good friends of ours, Cluster Pluck. They very genre blending as well. And it was when I used to work at the door at Oyster Bar, and I'd have to kind of sell the band. Sometimes, especially somebody from out of town sometimes, or that kind of thing. So, and you would say they're, bluegrass or whatever, then people would be like, that's not bluegrass. There's electric guitars, so they're,
that ain't bluegrass.
So if you're purists and stuff, that's not, but it's like it's Grassy influence. So
that's why I don't use I don't put the blue part in it. Yeah.
So you got to have like jam grass or new grass or all these different things, or these different genres now and stuff.
Well, and we especially Tate and I very much respect the old, the old time stuff and the traditional stuff, and we'll play Doc Watson tunes and there's every once in a while we'll do an old In the Way tune or something too, but we have an electric guitar on stage, or sometimes we have either like a fiddle or a saxophone on stage too. And I guess the fiddle's acceptable, but you know what I mean. I try to stay away from just calling it bluegrass. There's other bands in town that are much more qualified to be able to use that term, and totally get it, man. Yeah. People are passionate about stuff like that, about using that word.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I just, but it's like, it's a term. It's not, you don't know their knowledge of the genre, when you say it. So it's like, if I say newgrass, then you'd be like, what is newgrass? What, or whatever, that kind of thing. So,
and I mean, if you're at a Green Thumb show and you're one of those guys that you want it to stay traditional, feel free to come quiz me on my traditional knowledge, because I've studied it too, man.
But yeah, so a little bit of everything mixed up in this EP, which is cool. Like, it's a fun little sampler. I feel like you got a little 4-song sampler to get you. Show what you as a songwriter and as a band leader can do. And,
thank you. It was such a fun, just a fun process overall, and I really am happy with how everything turned out. I feel very fortunate.
We mentioning the electric guitar and stuff in the band, and Rich Fleetwood and let's we got a tune called Summer Rain we wanted to share, and this
nice.
This is one that's kind of mashes all that together. I feel like there you got to a little bit of there's some jam session parts in here. There's the electric solo. We got a little bit of all that kind of mixed up, and I feel like this is a good maybe if you were looking for your like the best description of the band. I feel like maybe this might be a one of those for sure. That
I think so.
That kind of demonstrates what you guys can do.
This is the song to sum up. This is the one I send. When I'm submitting for festivals or venues, I send them Summer Rain. This was and this is the one that always ends up being real long when we play live. The jam aspect definitely comes in this. The guitar solo on this recording, Rich Fleetwood did in one take. Yeah. So.
flashbacks. The dreams just getting scoffed at like they're dirt. feel any worse. Turning from that toxic dwell, projection still consume me, till I realize purpose lies with what is next in the muse's heart. I should have known that from the start. I'm lost in shame from all the time that's gone. Not the only one to blame for everything that's went wrong. Build a wall to hide my ignorance, not strong enough to deal with my own pain. Oh Lord, I wanna get lost and wash away in summer rain. Someday I'll break free from these shackles of my past, get the courage, forgive myself, and let you in at last. I'm lost in shame, not the only one to blame. Build a wall to hide my ignorance, not strong enough to deal with my own pain. Oh Lord, I wanna get lost, wash away in summer rain. I wanna get lost, wash away in summer rain.
Yeah, very cool. This is one of my favorites, man. And like I said, you can find it on all the streaming platforms, and so be sure to add it to your favorite playlist. And
Please.
yeah, we mentioned a couple of live things, and we got some gigs coming up, and one of the big ones we have here for January is Shady Grove, happening on January 23rd and January 24th. That weekend over at Atomic in the Grove.
Yeah.
So we got a big weekend, stacked bill of a lot of great local and touring acts. We got the Hillbenders, the Spooklights, One Way Traffic, Peebles and the Moonlighters, Sam and Sam's Wonderband, Gerard Erker and friends from Mighty Pines, and Fleetwood and Family, Justin Rose and the Green Thumbs, and what's that, Rumpke Mountain Boys?
Rumpke
Rumpke,
Mountain Boys.
yeah.
Yeah, they're from somewhere in Illinois.
Yeah.
I can't remember where. But yeah, I get to play both nights of that because I play guitar for One Way Traffic. I have for about 2 years. I've learned a lot with that band too. I owe a lot of my just overall etiquette and business knowledge. I owe a lot of that to One Way Traffic and Leah in particular. So yeah, I get to play with them Friday night, and then the Green Thumbs get to play a little bit Saturday night. So that'll be a really good weekend. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. And I shout out to Drew Jameson and his work bringing back Atomic. And
yeah, man,
it's always been one of my favorite rooms in the city. The indoor stage is great, but also that outdoor patio in the summer is always a ton of fun. So
it was really we got to I don't know if it was their first patio show with Drew. I don't want to say that. I don't think it was the first real big show on the outdoor stage with, Jamo taking over, was Leftover Salmon. And, they cut off the street and everything. They blocked the street. It was a big crowd. We got to play like the after party on that, they call it the garage now, the old bootleg stage.
yeah.
And they opened up the garage door basically, and we started playing right after Leftover Salmon. And that was a very memorable night. That was something really special.
Yeah.
So Green Thumbs got to do that.
Very cool.
Yeah, so Drew, Harper, and Kelly. That's the team at Atomic that's making that all happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to them, and they're putting this all together, and of course including a bunch of our favorite locals and stuff. That's always appreciated.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good time.
Yeah. So grab your tickets and join us at Atomic on January 23rd and 24th, and see Justin with One Way Traffic and
Both
Justin,
nights. Get you an Airbnb or near the Grove or something maybe,
Right.
and come enjoy both nights.
Along with that, you've we mentioned the show, Pop's Blue Moon and Mighty Kind, and you've been collaborating with them for a little while now, and you fired up your own showcase over here at Pop's Blue Moon a couple months back, and been doing your part to highlight a bunch of our talented friends.
Yeah, man. It's every third Thursday here at Pop's Blue Moon. I have a monthly residency. I've titled it STL Unplugged. And what I like to do for this is I like to take musicians that you're used to seeing around town in like a full band or even like a loud electric setting, and just bringing them down to just a solo, stripped down, and see just like a totally different sound. I called it Unplugged. People our age really appreciate the whole MTV Unplugged thing from when we were kids, and that's obviously where I stole that idea from. So yeah, STL Unplugged every third Thursday, and we've had a very eclectic group of artists just like super interested and hit me up. I get blown up so much about this series. It's crazy.
Nice.
And it's doing really well too. We officially extending it into 2026. It'll be January will be our 6th show. We have Truman Kennedy, Zell, and Trevor Burkholtz will actually be guest hosting. I have a gig out of town down in Arkansas at Ozark Mountain Music Festival, so I won't be able to be here this month, but every month after that, I'll be here hosting, and I'll play a little set too. And it's so much fun. I really particularly like the nights where I'm getting just very different genres together. Like Truman Kennedy and Zell could not be further apart genre wise.
Right.
Bringing them together, I'm excited about that. We did in November, it was kind of the same way with Mel. I forget how to say her last name. I'm gonna screw it up. Mel Pupilo, or I'm not saying that right, but her and Brad Millabeach from Tree 14. I like doing. We don't do that every month, but
Right.
It's fun to mix it up and get musicians together that have typically probably never met each other even. You know what I mean? Because all in kind of their pockets around the city. So that's a very long-winded way of saying, I'm really excited about it. And I put a lot of thought and effort into curating these lineups. And it's always a really good time.
Well, I like that about Pop's Blue Moon and allowing a space to create and take a challenge and very eclectic, blend of, open to ideas and different musics and all the different things. So, it's always nice to have that kind of support for something like that, starting a new idea.
Yeah. I once Josh offered me the residency, I didn't want to just, I don't know. It would get old and boring if I was just throwing the spotlight on myself every month. I wanted to do something that would bring community together and bring different people out. And yeah, it's worked really well so far. And I hope we continue doing it for a long time. Yeah. I already got a few months lined up. So hopefully you keep doing it for a while.
So that's every third Thursday. And so keep an eye out for more shows like that coming up here in the new year. But dude, I'm really, that was one of the things that kind of first caught my attention, I think really stood out to me was you doing that because I used to do a similar thing for like 3 years prior to COVID. Mine was more like in the round kind of thing. And, but I'm same, initial attraction to it. I love songwriters and storytelling and the idea of, like I said, kind of taking the person out of the band and putting them in, kind of stripping it all away and where it all started.
And you just, for this, I'm sure in the round too, but you getting to hear the stories and getting to let someone just kind of spread their wings a little bit in that way by themselves and just tell the story behind a song. And it just becomes a completely different performance than when you see them with their band, you know what I mean? And when you're playing with the band, you have to stay in sync with however many people you have up there. And you're usually a gig like that, you're really kind of crunched for time. And so you just have your act you do. Here, I give everybody an hour and I tell them do whatever you want. And it's just, I like just putting them here and making them comfortable. And it's a very cool listening room kind of experience. I'm really loving it.
Yeah. And you like I said, typically you are hosting. Obviously you said you're out of town this next one, but
right.
You play a set at some point in there too.
Yeah. I'll usually play like a 45-minute set or so. My goal has been to make sure I have like one new song each month.
So that probably works as a writing, forcing you to get to write more.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It forces me to write more because I want to have a new song ready each month. And there's been a few, I just played them that one time and I've scrapped them since. Yeah. But for me, it's a, and I get a lot of these folks I have there have been, specifically practicing for this because it's different. It's out of their comfort zone, so it's a really unique experience. I'm really proud of what we've done there so far.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And now I guess you're promoting all that mostly through your personal socials and
I usually make the events through the Green Thumbs pages. Okay. Yeah.
So we don't have like
on Facebook.
We don't have anything like set specifically to STL Unplugged yet. Everything's kind of going through the
you think I should?
It might be worth a shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
like a group or like a page. What do you think? Like,
yeah, I mean, it might not hurt to. I mean, you can always have cross promotion, like both the band page and STL Unplugged hosting the events and stuff. But
okay,
I think it, maybe couldn't hurt to have extra promotion and stuff, like two pages or whatever. But
well, I mean, if it helps, that's not a bad idea.
I don't know. It's the internet, and especially promoting things through social media is like changing every day. So it's like, is it really what worked 1 week? You never know if it's going to work the next week or not. So
You really don't,
It's
man.
hard.
I've spent many hours of my life trying to please the algorithm.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what's going to go through or what it's. I've taken to having to, if I have a picture or video, it'll be on my music page on Facebook, but then I'll also just like not share it from there, but also have the picture or video on my personal page too. And the personal page always gets more interaction. It's just there's something about the algorithm that does not take kindly to like small business pages in general, but especially artists. And unfortunately, Facebook's where you go to promote these days. You know what I mean?
When I do those lists of events in town and stuff, like that's what I've just kind of done it for my personal, because I can get a lot more reach from there, and like so it's just easier for me to do it from there, and instead of like trying to do it on a website or do it from the band page or my podcast page or whatever and stuff. So, I don't know. Yeah, if you got a thing that works, stick with it. But I think that's the biggest thing too, is like, also developing consistency to where, people will know where to go look for it. And that's where that's kind of become the thing with when I do it from my personal page, people know like they can count on.
Do you run into the same thing where you get more interaction on your personal page than the podcast page? See, it's frustrating.
But I like having them both. I like having, even I still have a website for the podcast too. Like, I don't think a lot of people go there, but it's a good, if anybody searches on Google or whatever, it's always, that's a library there, and they can go through and, but that kind of thing, like, at least it's a landing page for it all, and they can, same with, it's like, it's all there ready to go, it's like, so, but yeah, man, I don't know. It was maybe something to think about. So
yeah, I'm sorry if that noise is coming through. I think they're deciding to celebrate New Year's today back there instead of last night back there with pots and pans or something.
Yeah, you that was interesting. We were talking before we hit record about some old hip hop and stuff, which I think was which is funny because, like, I don't know, you seem like you have quite a bit of knowledge of early 80s and 90s hip hop and stuff, which maybe people don't expect from the bluegrassy guy and stuff. So but I guess it was at a big part of your youth as well. Like
man, it was. I was there was a time in middle school in particular. I was I was obsessed with hip hop and stuff for sure. The kind of stuff we were talking with Josh about earlier, though, honestly, like the MF Doom and Tribe Called Quest and that, like, before our time stuff, I didn't appreciate that till I was older. When I was in high school and stuff, it was more, the stuff that was around when we were in high school, where it was a little who was I listening to more in high school? Kind of like just honestly the stuff that I just couldn't listen to much today. It's somewhat nostalgic, but the Juvenile and that kind of stuff, like that was what I was into in high school. But no, I didn't really appreciate outside of the commercial genre stuff until later on in life, man. Embarrassingly, I didn't really know MF Doom until he passed. So I was kind of one of those, whatever you want to call it. I know some people, call that posers or whatever, but no, I listen to that stuff a lot more these days than I did in my youth. And it's stimulating in a different way because it's, if I'm listening to bluegrass or I'm listening to, any sort of jam music, whatever, I'm listening in a way of, how's he doing that? How's that happening? But with hip hop, man, I can just enjoy it as a listener. I have no interest in making it myself. I just enjoy, it's something I can just enjoy as a listener, which is a great experience to have for once. I even more than hip hop, I really love some of the music that like early hip hop sampled from, like, dub reggae from like the 70s and stuff. Lee Scratch Perry and King Tubby and like that kind of stuff. I really love that old dub reggae sound. Sometimes when I'm at home and I'm in my practice room and I'm just kind of like guitared out, bluegrassed out, whatever, don't want to write, I'll pick up my bass and try to just like figure out the bass lines of those old dub records, because they're all like, the bass is the melody of those songs, and it's very bass driven. And so I don't really go outside of my bedroom with the bass necessarily, but I enjoy just kind of trying to figure out the little grooves in my bedroom. But yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff that is nowhere near anything you'll hear us play on stage.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a having wide variety of taste, or if it's more my ADD. I don't really know. I going back to living, I feel so blessed to live in such a genre bending world today where people don't really care about that stuff as much. But yeah, as we're sitting here looking at a car in Josh's office that has MF Doom and Biggie on it.
Yeah. I just, I don't know. I'm a nerd for it all, man. I love deep diving into especially documentaries, and things like discussing how some of the origins of hip hop and, like you're saying, like creating nothing from something. That's something from nothing. Sorry.
Appreciating the instrumental parts of things is a lot of where I come from these days. When I was a kid listening to the No Limit and Cash Money records kind of guys, I was just a rebellious teenager. But today, I mean, even there's so many albums out there of like MF Doom in particular, just the instrumentals of his songs without him rapping over them. And it's incredible music, even without the lyrics. And so that'll draw me into, there's all those MF Doom instrumental tracks, and there's bands that just go out and do shows of MF Doom instrumental shows. You know, it's cool. I dig it. But yeah, I was I enjoy a lot of hip hop.
Cash Money Records taking over for the 99. Yeah, man, that was a big part of. I remember one of my first. I had a cousin a couple of years older. I still have a cousin a couple of years older than me, but at the time we were driving around a lot in his car, and he was like introducing me to some things that I didn't hear in my parents' cars and stuff, and or records, and I remember Pink Floyd's The Wall was he had like a early cassette of that and stuff that was, and it was like the first time I'd heard that, and I was like, I've never. This is different than
what is this? Yeah.
And my parents were big into like rock, but they didn't. I don't think they fully got into Pink Floyd and stuff, like, or maybe like not as often. My parents were more in. I remember Dad playing a lot of like Southern rock, like Skynyrd and Allman Bros and ZZ Top and stuff like that. So
that's what my dad was into, kind of Casey.
Yeah, those were big in our house, and but anyway, so hearing something like that, and then also getting into the hip hop part was one of the first times I ever heard NWA and Eazy-E, and I remember going to a flea market like way too young, like I'm guessing 8 or 9, probably somewhere in there, where I picked up this Eazy-E straight off the streets of motherfucking Compton, and I remember like just I have no idea like what he's talking about and stuff, but I like these songs like for something.
And I mean, for a younger audience here, you have to understand that was how old were you?
I mean, it had to be less than 10, maybe 8 or 9 or something.
So that was, we didn't have the internet. Right. We didn't have finding physical things like that in the wild that were that controversial were very exciting in that rebellious way. You know what I mean? Because we didn't just have, it wasn't just in our pockets at all times. We weren't like numb to that, So when you hear an NWA album for the first time, for me, the first like, before I even heard NWA, I had a friend who was older than me. He, oh man, I wish I could. There was this trio that Ice Cube had.
West Side Connection.
It was West Side Connection. Yeah. Bow Down. Yeah. The Bow Down album. That was the first like real like gangster rap album I heard. And again, before the internet and stuff, they let me listen to that. And when you put that in your I spent a lot of time in my room alone with my headphones on. It can't tell, but it's hearing that through your big headphones. It's whoa, like this is crazy. What is this?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the first hip hop album I listened to, like back to front, was that West Side Connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a great. I'm gonna have to listen to that on the way home. Sometimes I'll try to revisit that stuff. Some of it's still, some of it's still good. Some of it's like I'll just let that be the nostalgic memory it was.
Sure.
Did you ever listen to the Macho Man rap album?
Oh yeah, yeah. Be a man.
He had was the whole album a diss track to Hulk Hogan or just one track?
Essentially, yeah.
Was it?
Be a Man, particularly is is a shot, but the whole record. I mean, like he was definitely angry. Like
yeah. Roid Rage made an album of Roid Rage.
Right. But yeah, classic for sure. It's funny, like how much of those guys did make music. Like Hogan.
Hogan was a bass player. Yeah.
And then of course Cena did a rap album and
platinum.
Yeah.
Cena went had a platinum rap album. I had that one too. I had that one.
The Rock,
the spinner belt was the cover. Yeah.
The Rock did a song.
With Tech Nine. That's.
Well, I was thinking that there even long before that was Wyclef. He did one with and he just like basically saying it doesn't matter. It's like
really.
Yeah. But
wait, yeah. Okay, I do. So that was. I remember that. I was a big wrestling kid too. I could do a whole nother hour on
Right.
wrestling. But no, I remember that they did a WWF at the time did a whole album where it was like rap versions of songs, and Snoop Dogg did a version of Stone Cold's theme music.
Oh yeah,
that was all on that same album. Yeah, I remember that now. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
But anyway, that's I just funny that all those
hip hop tangent.
Yeah, right. But we did another live one, and this one again also appears on that Searching EP, and is titled "Chaos of You."
Yeah.
And man, what do you want to tell us about this one?
So this is the people really seem to enjoy this one. I've had a lot of people connect to this one a lot. So much so that I've had friends at shows, if I forget the lyrics of this one, like yell up to me. And I don't know why this is the one I forget lyrics to sometimes, but thank God for my shout out to my friend Emery. She's the one that usually does. But this song, a lot of people, again, I would much rather people just like interpret the song the way they want to and take it and run with their interpretation of it. But with that aside, a lot of people think this song is about my wife. It's actually not. This was more of a, I wanted to get more into storytelling writing, kind of like John Prine does and a lot of those types of songwriters, and just, it's kind of a fabrication of a story, and it's a broad spectrum. It's not very specific, but about just kind of falling in love with someone who's not really, that's living more of a nomadic performer life, whether that be a musician or a circus performer, or it's not, you're not going to live that regular white picket fence life where with hot pies in the windows, and to live a nomadic performer lifestyle is absolutely, it's chaos. But if you fall in love with a performer and you want to find contentment in that chaos, it can be well worthwhile. Sure. So that's what this song is about.
It's hard to put in words how much you're on my mind. Didn't think that I could be so consumed. If I ever get my turn, I know it's a wild ride. And I'd risk it all just for a chance with you. I'd run away from the quiet life and everything my mom said was true. I just want to find contentment in the chaos of you. And I know you'll never be some little housewife baking pies and shining my shoes. I just want to find contentment in the chaos of you. I melt into a puddle when you smile at me. And suddenly hear the birds singing our song. I want to be Poseidon of your sea. Ride out the waves as they come along. I'd run away from the quiet life and everything my mom said was true. I just want to find contentment in the chaos of you. I know you'll never be some little housewife baking pies and shining my shoes. I just want to find contentment in the chaos of you. I know that I'm just dreaming, but it's fun to pretend. That one day you'll pick me out of the crowd. And whisper in my ear all the things you intend. To put me through once there's no way out. I'd run away from the quiet life and everything my mom said was true. I just want to find contentment in the chaos of you. I know you'll never be some little housewife baking pies and shining my shoes. I just want to find contentment in the chaos of you. I just want to find contentment in the chaos of you.
That's what's the fun of it, man, is there's a lot of different ways to tell a love story,
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. And it's this naturally, most songs that's what they are, love stories. And I just kind of wanted to tell one that's a little more unique. Because a lot of country love stories, throw out your stereotypes of whatever in those, of, a white picket fence kind of life. But the people I hang around and travel and work with and stuff aren't, it's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a different type of it's a different level of love. It's a different level of commitment to make that work.
Yeah. You can get plugged in with Justin Rose and the Green Thumbs on your Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And hopefully we'll have a lot more of gearing up to festival season and all that kind of stuff. Get some more dates filling up the calendar this summer.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working hard on that right now for sure.
Yeah. I feel like that's you mentioned kind of coming from that world as well, from logistic side of it and things, but also like hopefully we'll get the band performing a lot more, and I feel like you guys would really shine in there, like as far as your sounds and the community and stuff.
Yeah, we're definitely a festival community band. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. That's where where we come from, where we all come from. We're all festival people.
Right.
And we all met in that world, and that's definitely what I want to focus on this year, is playing a lot more community-based festivals. It's that's the goal of all of this with Green Thumbs, is just to and I learned that from Fleetwood and family, just to build community is what it's all about. Mm-hmm. So that's certainly the goal there. But yeah, we're also trying to play a lot more around town here and stuff too.
Yeah. Why Green Thumbs? Where did that pop?
So I told you the story where Ryan Kemp kind of gave me the chance to play the main stage of Pickin' on Picnic.
Yeah.
Which was huge. But the way he approached me with that, I went over to his house. I was hanging out at his house. I actually was sitting in on a Magnificent Mullets gig because our guitar player couldn't make the gig. And he's like he does around that time every year, just shows me the spreadsheet of the bands he's working with for picking this series. Like, hey, let me show you what I'm thinking so far. And on the spreadsheet on the main stage schedule, it said Justin Rose and the Thorns. And that was like, big moment. I was crying in Ryan's kitchen. And obviously, but he was just like placeholder name, he just like slapped something together. But I chose Green Thumbs just to acknowledge, it's the analogy of, obviously gardening and rose. I just want the name to always acknowledge how much I appreciate these friends in this group and how much they're the reason I've grown. And man, I'm gonna get emotional. Yeah, it's a nod to say thank you to these friends in this band. They really mean a lot to me, and they're the green thumbs that's making the rose grow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hell yeah. I like that. So,
yeah.
That's a lot better than what I was gonna make a joke about, but
well, go ahead. No, absolutely, please do make it. I didn't mean to get that serious.
I was just thinking back to the weed, stuff.
So I will say the amount of what I did not see coming was the amount of like joints and nugs and stuff we'd get in the tip jar. I did not see that coming. The last time we played Atomic, I forget what it was. It was that we played with Cluster Plug a month or so back for that food drive, and one guy gave me a 1/4 ounce of weed, one guy gave me a handful of like hash brownies, and to be honest with you, I gave it all out to the band. I hope that guy's not listening, but I don't go hard like that much anymore, man. Honestly, the CBD Mighty Kinds, I drink one of those pretty much every night. I kind of keep it to CBD with that stuff these days, but I didn't anticipate that, but the band is all about it, and so they're happy about it.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, it's funny that I was just thinking the green. I think that's where went back to my mind. But
we've at a couple I think 2 festivals now. Actually, maybe just one. We tried at one, it didn't work. We kind of like came out. We knew the sound and light guy enough to like give ourselves like a little intro situation, and we had Dr. Green Thumb from Cypress Hill playing as we walked on stage. Yeah, man. So I for real, when I came up with that, did not put a weed connection to it at all in my head until it was already out there, and everybody else made that connection, and it was too late, and nothing bad has come of it. That's for sure. It's all been good.
Well, that's
there's Josh right there.
We
were just talking about the car a minute ago. Sorry.
It's funny too. Like now that's like legalized and all this stuff too. Like they just did a collaboration with The Urge. Now they have like a pre-rolled that you can buy and stuff.
Really? Where's
Yeah.
that at?
I think Alchemy or something. I can't think of the name of the shop now.
Smoke that motherfucking urge.
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I said. I was like,
That's awesome.
I was like, that's the line right there, man. So,
Steve Ewing is such an inspiration, man. I just watching him on he really motivates me like regularly with his social media posts.
Yeah.
He's mid 50s. Dude's
Jack.
a tank.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And he's that physically fit. He's still playing multiple shows a week. Like he's always playing shows and running
Slinging
the hot dog
dogs,
company, dude. He's so I'm really I've never I've had the chance to meet him. I got nervous and didn't talk to him, but I'm really inspired by him. Someday I'm going to tell him that.
He's one of the nicest, like, coolest dudes. He's like,
I could see it. Yeah, I assume that too.
He's
yeah.
a great guy, and I'm the same way. I'm a big fan, and I'm thankful that I get to be a friend now too. Like he's one of the best. So
Yeah. Someday I'm going to get to grow the courage to talk to him.
yeah.
He follows me on socials. That's pretty
Nice,
rad.
yeah.
On TikTok and Instagram.
Right.
Steve Ewing follows me.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal.
But yeah, man. Well, appreciate you doing this. I appreciate Josh and Mighty Kind for their support, making this all happen, and keeping us nice and warm in here on a cold day in January. So, but yeah, man, this has been a ton of fun getting to hang. And
Oh man, I really appreciate you starting this year off with me. This is what a great way to spend New Year's Day, man. I really appreciate this.
yeah, hopefully. So what? Maybe I don't know if you get into like resolutions or anything, but what is like some goals for this year? Like, you have anything like other than playing more shows? But is there a big something on your mind for
big resolution?
for 26 or anything like that you want to? What do you? Because I always like to I like to put it on the record, because then we can go back and visit and see how close we were, or if we did get it, or like kind of hold yourself accountable for something like
Yeah, absolutely. I made a list yesterday. I did not intend on sharing this ever with anybody, but I keep hearing people say, write it down. So I slapped a Google Doc together yesterday. It's all pretty it's all pretty typical, just kind of dial in more with guitar. And then I from what I've heard recently that I think will work well for me is you write down the big thing, the big goal, and then you write down the small steps to get there. And so the small step for me is just like get up and put a guitar in my hand, like one of the first things that make it part of my morning routine, even if I just noodle for a couple minutes. Players much better than me will always say that 10 minutes a day is better than an hour on the weekends. So, trying to get better at just making it part of my morning routine. Because that's when I seem to do my best writing anyway. It's just I get caught up in the morning, The rest of my list says I get a dog. I'm really wanting to get a dog, and we haven't yet. And then I want to become proficient in Spanish. And then the others were just I need to lose a little weight, and the rest of it's pretty much what you would expect from me, man. I want to get another EP recorded. I want to focus more on writing. I just, especially while we have a little traction, man, I really just want to keep pushing forward with this. And I have told you details earlier, but I've gotten some emails out of nowhere that I never expected to get. And we're working hard towards, making those things happen. And I am lucky, and I'm very grateful. And I now feel like I have a team that's counting on me, so that helps fuel fire a little bit. Yeah, man. And yeah, man, I just honestly just keep making it work however I can, keep the green thumbs pushing along, and, obviously do some one-way shows, along the way as well. And,
yeah, we didn't really get into a lot about the one-way traffic, but yeah, like
I just know they're those are a great group of folks too, man. Yeah. It's like I said, I've learned a lot from Leah. I've become Sam Aubuchon. I've become pretty good friends with him. I'll play some duo shows with him from time to time. That's a lot of that's where, if you want to hear me do the more traditional stuff, me and Sam Aubuchon will get together and do the stuff that pleases the traditional folks.
Yeah.
But no, I've had a lot of fun being on the road with One Way Traffic and everything we've done with them, and it's been almost 2 years now, and it's become a little bit of a rotating cast just because everybody's so busy. But Leah's shown me what it means to be kind of a leader in that setting and to have patience with a group of musician types. It's not easy. Yeah. It's very much like being a ringmaster of a circus, and she's certainly shown me how to do that in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So,
well, appreciate you doing this, bud, and big thank you to Mighty Kind again for letting us hang out, and let's do it again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shane. Appreciate you, man.
Next time we'll dive into the wrestling more. And
we'll dive into, let's do a whole nother episode on professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody listened to that, but I'm down.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.